So this week we're talking about war anime. So let's start off with the obvious one that everyone probably guessed I would talk about. Gundam. You all saw it coming, didn't you? So let's start with Gundam Seed. Now what I love about Gundam Seed is it's sort of a war all about discrimination. You have the war between the coordinators and naturals who are human beings. There's coordinators who are human beings that are genetically altered to become stronger than regular humans, and then the naturals who are regular humans. And both sides want to annihilate the other side for being different, basically. Naturals want to destroy the coordinators because they're unnatural, obviously, and the coordinators want to destroy the naturals because they're weak and lower on the food chain, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. And I really love that battle, and I also love the battle between the two main characters, Kira and Athrun, because they are best friends, and they have to fight each other in this war. And I really like that idea and that self-struggle with yourself. You're forced to fight your best friend, but can you really do it? I really like that, and this is such a great series. It's so, so good. Then there's Gundam Wing. And I know this is really weird, but I did not get something that was really, really important in this movie because I was chatting with Britt and I was really super distracted, and I just totally missed the whole point of the movie, how war is an endless waltz that goes on forever and will never ever end, and it's just a never-ending battle of death and destruction and pointlessness. It really shows the essence of war very, very well in this series. And then my favorite Gundam series of all time, Gundam 00. And just like Britt said, this war is basically about trying to understand each other and the misinterpretations of people in war, and each side misinterpreting each other, and just non-communication and all that stuff. And I really love this movie. This is my favorite anime movie of all time, and I want to rewatch it already. I need to rewatch it again because it's just so good. And I also like Mobile Suit Gundam, the original series, because it shows a really darker side of war, in a sense, where whenever a mobile suit blows up, they will show you the pilot inside the mobile suit so that you know that it's not just fighting robots. There are people in those robots, or mecha, or mobile suits, whatever. And I really think that's important in a war anime, to show that there are people fighting in a war and to show how dark and gruesome it is. Speaking of dark and gruesome, now and then here and there is a war anime about children fighting in war, and oh my god, this anime is just so shocking and so emotionally powerful and dark, and it's so amazing. And it's so dark that I cannot rewatch this. Like, I'm still having a self-struggle with myself to rewatch this series, because I recently bought it at a con, and I want to rewatch it, but at the same time, I do not want to cry for hours and hours on end. But don't get me wrong, it's not just a depressing story, it's also uplifting towards the end as well, but it is very dark and emotional and just so amazing. And then finally, the last war anime that I'm going to talk about, Utaware Rumono. Now, at first glance, I thought this was just a fantasy anime and nothing more than that. I kind of had the feeling that it would be kind of like Inuyasha in a way, where it's in this fantasy world and there are people that band together and go on an adventure trying to defeat the evil. And it's so much more than that, really. It's essentially a war anime. The whole series is based around a war, and I can't tell you what that war is about because that would spoil the series, because it's kind of like a shocking twist at the end, so I'm not even going to say what the war's about. But it is still an amazing series. Really one of the only Funimation animes that have made me cry. Now, I always hash on Funimation. Funimation isn't that bad. I mean, it is a good company. I do like Funimation for this work and for Welcome to NHK, and Yu Yu Hakusho is pretty good as well. I mean, I do like Funimation. I just kind of hash on it sometimes, and this anime makes me regret doing that, because this was actually very